You're just a wealth of knowledge.
Wealth is strong. Hey everybody, it's Pastor Los. Glad to be with you for another Gospel Unplugged. I am talking, conversing, thinking about all things Passover with my colleague,
Pastor Olson, Popp.
And it is All Saints Sunday.
All Saints.
And we are continuing our trek through the book of Exodus. And so we are at another pivotal story, which is the institution of the first Passover. So why don't we jump into that and then see what we hear, see what we find. So reading from the 12th chapter of the book of Exodus, the first verse. The Lord then said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, "This month shall mark for you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year for you. Tell the whole congregation of Israel that on the 10th of this month they are to take a lamb for each family, a lamb for each household. If a household is too small for a whole lamb, it shall join its closest neighbor in obtaining one. The lamb shall be divided into proportion to the number of people who eat of it. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a year-old male. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. You shall keep it until the 14th day of this month. Then the whole assembled congregation of Israel shall slaughter it at twilight. They shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and the lintel of the houses in which they eat it. They shall eat the lamb that same night. They shall eat it roasted over the fire with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Do not eat any of it raw or boiled in water, but roasted over the fire with its head, legs, and inner organs. You shall let none of it remain until the morning. Anything that remains until the morning you shall burn. This is how you shall eat it: your loins girded and your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it hurriedly. It is the Passover of the Lord. For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, both human beings and animals. And on all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am the Lord. The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you live, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague shall destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. This shall be a day of remembrance for you. You shall celebrate it as a festival to the Lord. Throughout your generations, you shall observe it as a perpetual ordinance." Well,
Ready for dinner?
it is. Yeah, it is. It is a strangely intense story. With lots of details, like very specific preparation. And it's easy to, I think, to get lost in that, all the cooking instructions, preparation instructions, obtaining what you can't do. And then right near the end, just this little and all the houses that do this have the blood I'm going to pass over. Everyone else is going to suffer immensely. So just, each time I read it, I'm just struck by how different, interesting, peculiar, powerful it is. So curious, what are you going to preach on?
I was reading Walter Brueggemann before this, and he described this as a liturgy. And I thought that was a really beautiful way of thinking about it. But when I read this, I think it's helpful for me to put it into context and to remember what has just come before this, which is, I think before the Passover is 9, maybe 10 different plagues have come upon the land, and the people still aren't free.
Plagues to persuade Pharaoh to let the people go. Yep. And he does not.
And so, God has been at work for a long time before this, trying to free God's people. And this is kind of God shifting gears and being like, I'm going to try something different and a little more intense. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to have dinner. This is how you're going to do it. Put the blood over your doorpost, and I'll pass over you. And so it's just, this story is a reminder to me that how relentless God is to saving us and to protecting us and to redeeming us, that God will not stop. we're 9, 10 plagues in, and God is not giving up. God is trying new things to loosen the grip that Egypt has on us to free God's people. And that's kind of how I read the Passover. And then gives us this gift of Passover, this meal, a remembrance for you. It shall be a day of remembrance for you. This is not for God. This is not like worship for God, but this is for us so that we remember. So generations from now will partake in this meal and remember whose they are, who saved them, be reinstated almost as God's people year after year after year. This is a gift for us and for the Israelites. So just, a lot of details, logistics, liturgy in here, but a lot of promise and faithfulness and goodness as well.
Yeah, and I think it's a reminder, too, of how powerful ritual and tradition, how intimately that's tied to identity. And that might be as small or simple as, do you open your Christmas gifts on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve? And you don't know how important that was to you until you're visiting with a friend or get married. And it's like, what? How could you open that on Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. Or it can be really intricate and getting each step right. It all has significance. And here, the unleavened bread, because there's not time for it to rise, and bitter herbs to remind you of the painfulness of that situation, with your shoes on, your travel clothes, getting ready to go. Eat it quickly because you don't have a lot of time. I mean, that sense of that this was also hinted at. This is for a day of remembrance for generations. As long as this people live, they will be in all kinds of different settings and contexts of leisure, of famine, of plenty, of suffering, of, you name it. But this is who we are. God saved us. So I think that's something just powerful about that. And I think for us to kind of be aware of the meaning of this for our Jewish neighbors is really powerful. And we will read the story on All Saints, which is a profound day of remembrance as we think about all those people that we have loved. And it's so tempting to say lost because we feel like we've lost them, but they are not lost. They're in God's keeping. And so I think it gives us a chance to think about what are some of the ways we remember the people that we care about? What are some of the ways we remind each other of God's promise to be faithful, to save, that at heart, God is a saving God. So kind of fun to play with all of that as we think about an All Saints sermon.
So fun.
Have you preached on All Saints before?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, then I'm super excited.
What a strange text to preach for my first All Saints.
It is. It really is. But you know what? The other traditional All Saints passages, they're not much better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Beatitudes, come on. All right. Well, I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for all the folks who get to hear you.
It'll be good.
All right.
Yep.
We will. Oh, I almost forgot.
Oh, was
a question or two. That was about to be the close.
Oh, I was like, I got out of a question. Yeah.
How about a question or two to honor that tradition?
Yes. Well, you did your All Saints question, so I'll do a Passover question. Like, what are the commitments that God has made to you, and how has God kept them? That is what God has promised to do, and then how do you remember that? I think one way is practicing our own liturgy, which is coming to church every Sunday in church. We remember God's promise to us. That's kind of a liturgy, that we participate in, similar to a Passover liturgy. So how does God keep God's promises to you and the people you love?
Yeah, and maybe an All Saints question might be, how is one way you will remember someone that you love and now lives in the near presence of God? And how will that make the day different or special for you? Cool. All right, here we go. All Saints.
All Saints.
Passover.
Passover.
See you at church.
See you at church.